Happy weekend, everyone. I'm super excited. It's weekend, and I know weekend is one time that most people look up to. At least a time to rest from all the work, running here and there, trying to do this, trying to do that. Yeah, happy weekend from me to you. Food for thought, a quick one. For the weekend, I was just thinking, you as a believer, as a Christian, what is your conviction? What gives you that right to boldly declare and say, I know God exists? You know, the Bible told us in Psalms that only a fool says in his heart that there is no God. You, why did you say there is God? You watching me that believes and agrees with me that Jesus is Lord. Why? What gives you that conviction? Because if you do not know the why of a thing, it can be very difficult to work effectively with that thing. Yeah, the why. And why the why of a thing is the reason for the existence of that thing. It goes a long way. The why answers the questions. The why goes a long way to make you persuaded, to make you stay put, to make you unshaken. You know, when Paul was writing in 1 Corinthians 15, verse 58, he says that he is persuaded. He was saying, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. That's coming from a man who understands the why. So the question is, why? What gives you that conviction? I don't know about you, but me, I have been able to look at so many things and I said, God truly is God. He exists. He is truly Lord over everything. He's truly Lord over everything. He's truly God. He's truly the creator. That is it. Because I searched one, I'll tell you my little secret. One reason for me why I know that God is God indeed and that Jesus is Lord. One reason is the fact that everything about the Bible, everything God says in His Word, there are evidence, there are proof of the existence of those things. Proof, evidence. That alone for me is powerful. It gives me that conviction. Yes. To know that everything the Bible said about Jesus, He's living here on earth, He's dying, everything is proof that He rose again. Everything, there's evidence to all of these things. The places He visited, all of those things, they are clearly written and we can still see them today. Why do you think people go to pilgrimage in Israel? It's because they want to go and see all these things and they have gone. They have seen these things, and they are back to tell us, yeah, these things are real. That's one. Number two, I'll share from my own experience. I'll give you a very brief story, but when I was going through it, it wasn't brief. It was like there was one time, a long time ago, a long, long time ago. I was in College of Education in my place, and while I was there, something happened in my family. My father was involved in an accident. And that same period was the period we used to pay school fees because I had not paid school fees and our exams was just like the next week. And I hadn't paid my fees. And if you don't pay your fees, you can't write the exams. So that was it. And he had accident. Who am I going to call upon? You know what happened to Hagar? When Hagar looked at her son, and she was like, oh, she took the son and left him somewhere and went a while away because she thought, look, this boy is going to die. Where am I going to get water? Where is water coming from? This boy is just going to die. It's better I don't see him die. It's better he doesn't die in my hand. And she took him and dropped him somewhere and just left. God that sees. God that sees. And what happened? God saw her. And God, even her, she was not even praying. She was not saying, oh God, come on. She just left. For her, it was all over. That was the state I was in. I was like, oh, it's over. So there was no time to start praying, oh God, God, come through for me. It wasn't the time because I was dealing with enough already. My dad was, do you know that same period, my dad was better, but the fees issue, I couldn't even talk about it. Where am I going to get the money? I couldn't even talk about it. Somebody I have not heard from a long time who traveled abroad. sent his siblings looking for me, and they said they should bring. He said they should give me certain amount of money. Guess what? That was the exact amount I needed to pay my fees. Look, somebody may be saying, that's just coincidence. Not for me. Not for me. Not for me. There are some things that you know that is not coincidence. That was planned. That was God coming through for me, even when I didn't ask, because I felt like it was over. What am I going to do? Where am I running to? Who am I asking? The person I'm to ask is down. But God came through for me. For me, that was God proving himself that, look, I'm here for you. I don't know about you. What is that proof? What is that evidence you have? Maybe like me, you have your own. I have countless of them. Oh, yes, I have. But not just in this video, I have to download all of them. But if you have, please share with us. We would love to hear. We would love to hear. It was powerful. And God, and when I received the money, tears flowed down my eyes. I was like, oh God, you are so nice. You are so good. You are so beautiful. How can you just come through like this? Especially when I counted, it was what I needed. There was just nothing added to it. Just my school fees as a day was what was there. Oh my God. As I'm telling you the story now, I'm still thinking, God, how good you are. How merciful you are. God truly is God. He exists. He exists. Everything around us points to the Father. God is God. Like I said, tell me your own. What is your proof? Because if you do not have any reason, you don't have anything to hold on to that God, you are God, I know you will fall for anything. That's just the truth. You will fall for anything. I pray that those of you looking at me right now, you will not fall for anything, but that your faith be strong. You be established. And like Paul will say, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding. That will be your testimony in Jesus' name. Once again, happy weekend and know that I love you. Mwah.